The following is a fan-based discussion. All properties discussed are property of Toei Inc., Bandai, Hasbro, and Subaru Productions.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of How We Would Fix.
I know. You do that at the beginning of every episode.
It's
so
true.
I'm kind of used to it.
How We Would
This
Fix.
is just you bringing your personal touch.
This time, coming right off of our review of the show, we're going to talk about how we would fix Dobutsu
Sentai Zyuohger.
Mm-hmm.
I'm done talking. I can't talk anymore.
Oh, I figured one thing we do have to film eventually. We got an in comparison to do, so.
Oh, yes.
But anyway, how we would fix Zyuohger.
Mm-hmm.
First thing,
I would do...
get rid of the blocks. Like, just starting from concept.
Starting from the design documents.
Getting rid of the blocks. It just didn't work. And I don't think it can.
So, the things that I would fix are more from a story perspective, but I can definitely agree with you there.
Well, let's do the aesthetic stuff first.
Okay.
Some of it is easier. Those suits need to redesign.
Yep.
Those suits need to overhaul.
Maybe don't have giant exposed zippers on the back.
That don't have the things on the face. Don't leave the legs so plain. It's just, there needs to be more to this suit. Because they look like pajamas.
Because I remember, like as I said in the review, I remember liking them at first.
Mm.
Watching the show changed my mind on that. But
Watching the show changed your mind a lot.
Oh yeah, it did. It certainly did. But thinking about like how Tokucast was able to do simplicity well compared to how they, because like when Tokucast did the simple suits, it worked, especially with the color swapping mechanic. Yeah. And then in this one, it just looks cheap.
It looks really cheap.
Maybe
it does.
And I would say this is an aesthetic choice as well. Keep the humans in their animal forms through the whole show. I think that would be a better choice. Do you disagree?
I feel like it'd be too much work. Simply because you end up having the same story beat of, you can't be seen like this in public.
That brings me to another story change I would make.
Integrate the worlds immediately instead of doing it at the end?
Okay, integrating the worlds was stupid, but here's what I would do.
We didn't even talk about that in the review.
It's one of the most popular genres out there right now. Make it an isekai.
Make it an isekai.
I'm serious. If this show had all been Yamato in the Zubin world, I think that would have been much better. I think that would have worked much better if he was the outsider, and it wasn't so much about like trying to blend him in, because maybe the human don't care. They're like, oh hey, a human, one of them's here. That's kind of cool.
Been a while.
Yeah.
Been a while.
So
no, that absolutely.
Yeah, I think that would work better. Another big change I would make is the villains, and specifically, here's what I would change. They are hunters. They have come to Zuman world
to hunt.
Specifically to hunt the Zumans. This is an opportunity that was pitched as slow as possible to them, to the point where it was doing slow circles in the air, and the creative team just kind of sidestepped it.
No.
And they were just like, yeah, like they actively tried to avoid catching this.
One other thing I would add.
Those are the two big things I would do.
Aesthetic wise and design wise, either yellow and white can't be so similar. Either change one of their animals, or get, like we said in the review, give white claws on her feet instead of her hands. Mm-hmm. It's just a rehash at this point, and it's lazy.
Yeah, I
also give the other 4 team members their own weapon.
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a shit what it is. Give green an axe. Give fucking blue tonfas that are shark fins. I'm doing your job for you.
Really, I think a lot of my issues
for
with the
fuck's
suit,
sake,
at least with the main 5, I feel like the animal should be turned sideways and like screaming up the suit. It would make it a little bit more aesthetically impressive instead of just...
It's a little more active.
Yeah, it's a lot more active than just face.
That's a good way to put it.
Like, it works better on Zero the World. Like, I'll give them that because of the fact that they're trying to get out, so it seems like they're screaming outwards.
Mm.
I'm fine with that. But with the others, it's just like, it's so large that they don't do anything and they're so static. If they were like screaming across the suit up towards the shoulder, it would make it a lot more active, a lot more impressive to look at, and just, better overall.
Also, the 8 form needs a redesign from the ground up.
Yeah, because
I don't mind the idea of him.
Not just inflatable arms.
I don't mind the idea of him, pulling his mask up.
Even his hands look too big.
They are huge. They look like the Hulk.
His fingers are... No, because those are more solid. This is like giant Mickey Mouse gloves, because the fingers are just flopping around.
But that needs a redesign from the ground up. All the mechs need a redesign. You need new morphers, no flashlight, no Rubik's Cube cell phones. Just...
A lot of
also, I'm cutting Zyuohger the bird if I'm doing this. He serves enough, as a ranger. As a character, he stays, but as just a ranger, he serves nothing.
I feel like you could remove him entirely and it wouldn't change a thing.
Yeah. It's I understand he had the whole backstory with Yamato's father in the show.
Yeah.
But...
That's the only reason I would keep him. But as a ranger, he serves no purpose. Also, you know what he could be great as? The fucking mentor.
That's one thing that... I'm so glad you brought that up. That's something that this show, I feel like it really needed.
A mentor?
Was a mentor character. Instead we got Uncle who wears silly costumes. As a team, they feel so unfocused and so directionless.
Yeah, they're very disjointed.
And I think if we had a mentor, someone to keep them in line and to help them grow as a team... I think that would have been much better.
Could have had it be Cestus. They could have had two mentors.
You could have
had Cestus and Bud. That would have worked for both of them.
And Larry.
Yeah.
Give Larry more to do.
Larry is the cool uncle. The cool uncle mentor.
He would be the cool uncle. He's the cool Rastafarian uncle.
Ay, Dios mío!
Oh my god.
Oh no!
Anyway, but just this entire show needs a new look.
Yeah. As we've said, it needs a look other than cubes, I guess.
It's the dumbest thing. Don't be the Origami Zords from Shinkenger, because you're not going to be that good. And God, these look awful.
They're so bad.
Holy,
they're disappointingly
the
bad.
individual Zords look awful. Also, you can keep the abilities of our animal in terms of physical manifestations like claws and fin. Make sure the fin is secure. It doesn't look like it's going to fucking fall off. Mm-hmm. Make sure the feet don't look like...
Oh my god, Tusk's feet were garbage. Also, he just needs to be recast.
Yeah. Or give him some goddamn acting lessons.
He would just...
Give that to the whole cast,
He was so stiff.
I know.
But...
Out here in the coffee.
Take away the villain's giant skirt dress thing. So done with that look. Rain.
Yeah, it's raining outside. Yeah, Genus has probably the biggest issue.
For Genus, he should have been more sadistic, I think would have helped.
Yeah.
More episodes like what he did with Yamako's mom.
Just do more experiments, not just do it on Zoo of the World and be like, alright, I'm done.
And maybe one of the things I think that could have benefited his character was if a monster failed one too many times, have him come back to Genus and beg for forgiveness, and then have Genus just execute him on the spot. Like a monster that even the Zyuohgers couldn't kill, he just kind of wipes out instantly.
Something maybe to add to the plot, with Zyuohger the bird being a former ranger. I want to see the heads of his former teammates on Genus's wall, and that's you want to pull the fuck. That's what hunters do.
Yeah, trophies.
Head on the wall, pelt on the ground. I don't give a shit. But show the stakes.
A human skin rug.
Horse.
Bear.
I'm just saying a horse because, God, the fact that they use so many of those masks in the background, it's y'all can come up with anything else. Y'all just decided to do horse. Y'all had nothing?
Someone really liked The Godfather.
Those budgets are so cheap in this show, I swear. This show just needed more money. And really something to really bounce off of. But making Genus more sadistic, making Maria much more of an active player.
Yes. Make her method of growing the monster better.
Like what's
something that doesn't involve walking up to it and putting a coin in.
Like what's your face from Gokaiger?
A beam from space. Something that is impossible to deflect.
Yeah, I mean their whole thing. It's a bow and arrow on a gambling on a roulette wheel.
Yeah, they
could just shot like a smaller version of the arrow down.
Yeah,
like that would have been perfect. It's a lot harder to not hit the monster, and they could do it immediately.
No, she shows up and just sort of saunters over to the monster,
and the rangers are just like,
shoot her! I said that during the review. It bears repeating.
Garbage. If you're going to make Jagged a thing, but I don't know if it'll work as well with the way that you have the story set up, have that set up from the beginning. Have him just do something and always...
I think you could have it set up from the beginning because all it takes is a few lines of dialogue of Gina saying, Jagged, how long has it been since you've been here? Oh, it's been years. I'm looking for some payback after what Sella did to me. And that's all it takes. A little bit of setup.
Yeah, I feel like he actually could have been one of the biggest threats because they have all those queues around the world.
Yeah.
You could just have him pop out of a queue. And they're like, how?
I'm everywhere.
And nowhere. Oh, damn it.
At the same time.
Wow.
Zoo of the Whale's fine. Zoo of the Whale stays. Just saying.
Yeah, Zoo of the Whale can pretty much stay exactly as it is.
No, power it down a bit.
Yeah, power it down.
No blowing a hole in the moon.
We didn't blow a hole in the moon.
No blowing a chunk out of the moon.
And you could keep Bunglade
even then, I don't think he did that. He just sort of skirted the surface.
Because, they all want to hunt the rest of the human, but
the point is his attack should
I know.
But Bunglade is out there is like, I want to have the human as my target. And that's how a lot of the other things...
So what is man if not the most dangerous game?
Mm-hmm. And then maybe at some point, the plot can be him trying to get to the human world so he can change his game from Zuos to people, to humans. So
it would make things a lot more interesting at the end of the day.
Yeah. Giving the villain some goddamn motivation.
Yeah.
Aside from let's cause chaos, I guess.
And then as soon as we get the whale, he dies.
Yeah. Overstayed his welcome.
Yeah. He overstayed his welcome by about a good 6-7 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I don't have anything else.
I don't know if I have anything else either.
Well, if you wanted to change the mechs, what would you change it to?
Well, it's not about changing the mechs, it's about changing the motif of blocks.
Oh, yeah.
No, because there's...
Maybe something a little bit closer to Gal Ranger?
Yeah. They'll probably work better.
Yeah, Gal Ranger, maybe even Ginga Man, but not as terrible looking. Make it more about the nature focus. Just the Rubik's Cube thing just did not work.
It gotta go.
That's another reason I think having it set in this human world could work, because what if the mechs were mythical beasts that just sort of roam freely?
Yeah.
Like Lost Galaxy?
Yeah. They're these mythical beasts, they roam freely, but then, when the Zyuohgers heed their call, that's when they come running.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very Gal Ranger.
Mm-hmm. Very Lost Galaxy. But yeah.
And I know people will be like, well, then they're just copying X and Y. And I'm like, okay.
It copies from its... Okay, this is an industry that copies from itself constantly.
Plus, it's been how many years?
Since Gao? I think
15.
Yeah.
So...
Fuck off.
How many years passed between Zyuohger and Ryu Soldier and...
8.
Yeah.
I think it was either 7 or 8. Still upset about that.
Then Power Rangers is worse. How many years between Dino Charge and Dino Force?
4.
What are they calling it? Dino Force?
I think they are.
Definitely not Dino Knight, which would have made more goddamn sense. No, it's Dino Fury.
Anyway, I don't have anything else.
I have nothing else but sadness and anger.
Nope.
That's how we would fix it. Let us know if you think this should be better with what we've discussed, or what you would change about it that's different than what we've already said. And as always, follow us on all the things. We don't really plan these out, so we don't have another show to how we would fix.
It'll come across eventually.
Yeah, this one came across because
maybe in 2 weeks. Who knows?
Yeah, we came across this one. I think I know what you're just implying. We'll see you guys next time. Bye, everybody.